What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So right now I'm recording this pretty much late at night. I got nothing else to do. I rejoined Atrocity, and it turns out I kind of rejoined so late to the point where I'm not even able to earn points for nodes in order to help the clan. So I decided, since I'm bored, I would talk about my overall experience with Aether Crystal and just how it went for the entire grind. Of course, anyways, if you guys want to, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe as well for some more COD Mobile content. But yeah, anyways, let's begin with, just my overall, just the experience in general. So of course, a lot of us, when we found out that there was a new completionist camo, we were all excited. We knew it was going to be a zombies related thing. We didn't know at the time how hard it was going to be or how long it was going to take. For me, I personally thought it was going to take maybe about a month. That's why I asked my clan leader if I could take the month off in order to get this thing done, and I promised him I would come back right when it finished. So it turned out I didn't really need that much time. So I thought this was going to take a very long time because at first, when it first started, it seemed like hard mode was impossible. It felt like no one was able to do this unless they were lucky. So I'm sure like a lot of you guys felt the same way, right? You guys started out on hard and, you guys thought it was impossible. There was no way to actually, take such a massive amount of zombies down at one time. And that, of course, wasn't until we upgraded enough in order to, have some sort of chance in hard mode. The key to actually, succeeding in hard is to, just have a team with you at all time. If you do this by yourself, the chances are going to be much slimmer. For me, really, it took like a day to establish a full team consistent enough to win hard modes without fail. And I was lucky enough. I mean, I had my friend Widow, I had my friend Ego, Chirac, Unknown, other people around there, Pointed. We had also Prophone. I had like a lot of friends that were able to help me along this grind. And I'm like pretty much forever grateful, because had I not had a full fucking team, this would have been impossible. And like I said, I mean, it looked very daunting at the very beginning because, I mean, you would see the challenges and there was a calling card that required you to get every Aether Crystal camo in the game. And like, from the looks of it at first, it's like, okay, yeah, it's impossible to do that. This has to be some sort of joke. I literally thought that COD Mobile was doing this just to troll us, because from what we saw at first, hard mode seemed like it was unrealistic. No one could ever do this. That was my initial thought. But like I said, as I upgraded more, as I leveled up more, it became a lot easier, especially when you have a lot of friends that are about the same level as you are. So I first started grinding out my first weapon. I think the first one that I had was, I think, the Type 25. I was kind of going like in order. And eventually I decided, since we have double progression for assault rifles and snipers first, why don't I just do one sniper and one assault rifle at the same time? And the more I got used to it, the more I was able to grind multiple weapons at once. So I started off with like maybe 1 or 2 weapons, and then I moved up to 3, and then eventually I made it up to 4 and 5. So at first, doing the snipers, it was pretty easy. For the most part, I ended up doing everything, well, at least most of the assault rifles and most of the snipers, by maybe the first like 18 hours of gameplay. And this was 18 hours non-stop. This was like the first day I started, truly grinding Aether Crystal. And trust me, it was honestly the most stressful thing I probably ever had to do in this game. And it's not the fact that it's hard or anything, by no means this is not a hard grind. But what I mean is that since this is more of a timed type of thing, meaning that you only have like a month to do this, yes, there was a lot of pressure. And I understand a lot of you guys were subscribed because, typically I'm one of the first people to ever post on YouTube if I ever have a diamond or a Damascus weapon. The thing was that this time around, I just couldn't do it. It was too much for me, honestly. I mean, I was staying up for hours on end trying to get this whole entire grind done. And, I mean, we got it done pretty quickly. I mean, it took us like 2-3 weeks in order to finish the entire thing. But honestly, just being in the same map every single time is a complete fucking... It takes a toll on your, I guess, your mental health in some ways. because it's just so boring. I know there's no way of us losing whenever you do have a very consistent team, but just being there all day is it's something else. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every single part of this grind was awful, but I'm just saying that like there were times where we did have some good bonding moments. I was able to, bond with some subscribers as well as just the friends I usually play with. I mean, it wasn't all bad. But most of the time when we were just trying to get it done, we were working at like we started to pick up the pace a little bit more as time went on, right? Like I said, I moved on from 2 weapons a game to 3 weapons, eventually to 4, and then to 5. So we were doing our absolute best in order to just get this over with and get it out of our lives so we could just never touch zombies again. And really, that's just the sad reality of all this. I mean, a lot of people were excited to be able to play zombies again. Of course, it wasn't the same thing as before, but this whole entire grind made me hate zombies. And that's just for the plain fact that the grind was just way too long. Well, of course, not as long as, the diamond grind. I mean, I got that over and done with before it required you to not leave matches. But what I'm saying is that, every single challenge that we get, and my friend Widow said this, that every single task is always monumental, meaning that they always ask for too much. And look, I know a lot of you guys are going to agree with me on this. The challenges are way too demanding, especially for a mobile game. I mean, with Aether Crystal, yeah, there were some sections where you were able to get double progression, and it did move up the list eventually. It started off with assault rifles and snipers, and it moved down to LMGs and SMGs. Of course, they tried to make it easier, but the whole problem was that it didn't even have to be like that in the first place. I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with this game, especially when it comes to diamond camo. The fact that you could only grind once per match, which kind of sucks. Like with diamond camo, if you get let's say 20 kills, it will only count for 1 because it requires you to get 10 kills per match. And that's something that I feel like it's not even necessary for a mobile game. They need to make an update where you can grind as much as you want with the same weapon no matter what. Just like they do in Modern Warfare, where you're able to get multiple sets of 15 kills to count towards your obsidian camo for whatever weapon you're grinding for, right? But here, I don't understand why they have it like that. And I mean, even when they updated the diamond challenges to require you to finish the match, it felt like it was even more tedious than it was before, because now almost your entire time of grinding diamond is now doubled. So now it's going to take you twice the amount of time in order to grind diamond camo for 1 weapon. And the same thing goes right here, where with Aether Crystal, you have to do 6 games in order to get Aether Crystal on 1 weapon. And the thing is that, like I said, they should have made it so that you could get multiple sets of the required kills in order for you to get the camo a lot faster. Of course, with diamond camo, it's a completely different thing because, you're not actually pressured with time. You could do it whenever you want. You could always grind at your own pace. But with Aether Crystal, since you only have a month to get everything done, it's a completely different story. I'm telling you, if this was much more lenient, my time for grinding this probably would have been cut down by more than half. My friend Widowmaker, man, he was doing the grind as hard as I was. I mean, we both got our stuff done at the exact same time. But near the end, when we were doing the pistols, we were just so exhausted, Every match we got into, we were just moaning out of just pure fucking torture, because of just how unnecessarily long this grind was. And even now, he always tells me dude, I'm retiring after this shit. I mean, I don't blame him, because even now he could barely play a match or 2 in multiplayer. He can't stand playing this game anymore. I'll tell you this though, the only thing that kept us going was the fact that there was actually a reward in the end of the grind. That's something that diamond camo never had. There was never a dark matter to attain in multiplayer for getting diamond on everything. There was no calling card. There was nothing but bragging rights. But here they actually provided us something once we finished everything. And that's something I do like. I mean, that's something that they have to do for multiplayer. And look, don't get me wrong. I mean, Call of Duty Mobile is still going to be running for a very, very long time. And, you know, maybe at some point they will add a calling card for getting diamond on every weapon. Or even maybe an animated camel or some special camel for doing so. But I mean, here with Aether Crystal, I'm glad that they did that. I really am glad. Look, what I suggest is that if there ever is a time where they add like some sort of other crystallized camo to zombies, you know, like a new set of challenges, don't make it so that you only progress once per match, especially when there are 71 weapons in this game and you only have a month. I'm sure, like, you know, not a lot of people have the time that I do in order to grind the whole thing. Maybe some people will reach halfway, and some people might even just grind for the weapons that they want. They won't even, you know, just like go all out in it. I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but it's just that you shouldn't make it so long-winded like that, because then it just burns everyone out. And look, I'm happy for having something remotely close to dark matter in this game, but what pisses me off about this whole thing is that literally anyone can attain this camo without any sort of prerequisite. I mean, I know there's one for, you know, of course you have to beat the match in order to even progress, but the thing is that you don't even have to get gold to have access to this thing. Once you unlock it, you could use it whenever you want. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, with a camo that looks this good, it kind of makes, you know, the gold, platinum, and Damascus grind completely pointless. And like, I'm not saying keep the new players or keep players that really never grind away from this whole Aether Crystal camo. I'm saying that they could still, you know, unlock it, you know, like to have it, but don't give them access to it until they get gold camo. I mean, it's not like really a big deal to me, but like it still kind of matters, you know, because like all the mileage that I have, like all the diamond grinding and all that stuff, you know, it felt a lot more rewarding to have, you know, something like this. But the fact that anyone can just get it, and it's kind of insulting. I mean, I could say the same thing when it comes to the World Championship thing that we had like last season, where literally anyone could just get the manta ray skin. There's no real value to that reward if anyone can just get it. But look, that's just my take on it. I'm sure some of you guys will agree, some of you guys will disagree, some of you guys probably just don't care what I say. It doesn't matter. That's just my personal opinion. But just overall, is Aether Crystal really worth grinding in its entirety? I mean, in my personal opinion, no. Like, it's not worth all the mental stress. I mean, what do we have? Like, you guys have like what, 2 more weeks to finish up the grind? Like, if you're gonna do so, just, you know, do it at your own pace, right? Don't like just start rushing the whole thing like me and Widow did, and, you know, just be extremely exhausted by the end. It's not a fun grind at all. It's very, very boring. I mean, what else can I really say? It was a really exhausting task. But hey, at least we can say that we did it. Right now we have the calling card proving that we have no lives. Of course, whatever you guys do, it's up to you. You guys don't have to do the whole thing. Maybe at some point they'll bring the grind back, so maybe you could just do half, or just wait until everything has double progression, which I assume they already have right now, if I'm correct. So yeah, just get it done as fast as you can. I mean, really, all you have to do is just 3 games instead of 6 like we did. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.